So hi everybody. Since we're right now in the EduTech stream, it might be strange to talk about the relevance of education, but still I want to lose a few words on it. We think education is really central. Knowledge is key, especially for corporations. And if we look at Europe, Europe is right now facing one... Whoa. Europe is right now facing one of the biggest challenges versus emerging markets, China, India, the States. Knowledge and understanding and substance of digital transformation is so relevant. And if we look at corporations right now, how they try to face the digital challenges they're facing right now, what they try to do is they hire people. But the huge downside we have right now is that for 5 to 10 jobs out there, there's maybe one resource. So we have a huge problem finding the appropriate people out there. And also, if we find people, they lack the know-how, sometimes they lack the insight into the market, or they lack the corporate fit, the cultural fit. So what we understand is, what's so relevant is to teach people within the organizations, because there we already have the resources, we have the manpower, but the people sometimes lack the insight. So what we did in order to meet that, we founded Codeversity, which is a corporate education platform for software engineering and digitalization skills. How we came to that point, maybe a few words about our team. The group of founders basically consists of a person who founded We're Developers, which is one of the world's biggest developer conferences, which took place a week ago here in Berlin with over 10,000 developers. Within our core team and our founders are 2 people who've got the state prize in cloud computing. I myself, coming from university, I did 50 years of university research and development and education, founded my own study field, combining computer science, design, arts, and communications. So basically, we all together focused on the very same thing. And we also suffer from a huge problem, like the way education is nowadays structured. And if we've been at university, also in corporate courses, like education was mostly boring. We learned to meet the exam, not to learn something. The content we got was not really applicable. It was very frontal. It was kind of lexical. So we thought, and that's the thing we figured also over the last years, is education has to become completely different. It has to be engaging. It has to be entertaining. It has to be collaborative, social. It has to be very much topic-oriented. And the skills which are needed out there, are these impact topics which are so relevant. Cloud computing, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, digital HR. All these topics are desperately needed, but we don't find any resources out there. So what we did with founding Codeversity is we developed a platform, a corporate education platform, which is basically targeted to specialize these very special educational fields. And now, as we talked before, and as we've seen before, we can transport this content by providing lexical information statically, purely frontal. So our approach is that the platform adapts strongly towards the need of the specific individual, of the specific talent. If the person is more fact-oriented, the platform and the content itself gonna adapt to that. If it's more about collaborative learning, the platform can adapt. So we integrated an artificial intelligence engine on one side, and on the other side, something we call the knowledge graph, which is deserializing the content and putting just as needed back together. And if we look at it a bit, that's how you see the platform, how it is. It's a purely online-based system, which basically is tailored towards the need of corporate customers. Maybe 2 words to the situation where we're in right now. We founded 6 months ago. A week ago, we launched our first course, which is our foundations of artificial intelligence in front of 10,000 developers. We have already the first paying customers in Austria and Germany, yay. And basically, within the next months, we're going to launch 4 to 5 courses, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, cloud computing. And we'll enter the European market right now because we're really convinced that that's the most central thing for corporations here to do, to develop or to invest in their own resources. And that's the only way how we can meet the huge demand of know-how on the market to develop our own resources and to onboard the new developers within the companies. That's it from my side. If you have any questions, you can ask me now, or I'm over there. Thank you very much.